in other hills.
Hello, I'm calling from the Bude police station. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Aishola and I were now 2 days and around 70 miles into our tandem cycle tour around the southwest coast of the UK. We'd reached Qubz, and as we headed southwest, the coastline was only getting prettier.
It's an incredibly beautiful place. Gosh, I couldn't see the sea from there. And I was sitting there, like looking at the church and then coming here and I'm like, oh, we're going down there.
Hello.
Heyo, whereabouts are you?
Still at home.
Okay.
Had a little bit of a mishap with putting my bike rack on my car, but
Oh dear.
the bike's in the car now.
Excitingly, my sister Sam and her boyfriend Nick were planning to drive out and find us that day. I suspect we might even be wanting to go past Ilfracombe before we meet.
Yeah.
But we'll give you another call when we get to Ilfracombe because it's still another, I don't know, 10 miles or so.
Yeah.
And a bit hilly. So
I'll try and call you when we get closer and just see.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
all right.
Look forward to it. See you soon.
See you later.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. Oh. Easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll meet Sam at some point, but it probably won't be for a couple of hours because it takes about 2 hours to get down here from where they are. Anyway, we've got a hill to ride down, haven't we?
Take it easy. Oh.
Pretty, isn't it? Never been to Qubz.
No. It's called Martin.
Yeah. The beachfront had a very relaxed feel to it, and it was lovely seeing people out enjoying the water.
It's very pleasant. You see like kids like excited about the waves, like it's coming.
However, the local oldies that patrolled the area seemed kind of rough. So for our own safety, we decided to get out of there. We pushed out of Qubz onwards towards Ilfracombe. But before we continue, have you ever wondered how I create my map graphics, like the one you're watching right now? I think they're incredibly helpful in telling an engaging story, but as I'm no real whiz with graphics, I often rely very heavily on online tutorials to help teach me how to create them, which is where the sponsor of this video comes in. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers thousands of inspiring classes for creatives on topics including filmmaking, design, languages, photography, and many more. As I use the program Apple Motion to create my graphics, I've recently been enjoying James Rickard's Going Further with Apple Motion 5, which goes into great detail on the software and even has a step-by-step guide on creating elaborate map graphics for videos, which has been extremely helpful. He also has a beginner course on Apple Motion, which is a great starting place for anyone who would like to get started with video graphics, but doesn't know where to begin. So if you'd like to give it a go, the first 1,000 of you to click the link in my description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare Premium, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Thank you Skillshare, now back to the video.
We got it.
We do got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Up. Last hill.
The climb out of Qubz was a killer, but we were rewarded with this view of Ilfracombe from the top. So I guess this is a section of the southwest coast path. We're not going to be riding that, we're going to be taking the road, which is just over that bank. And just in the distance you can see Ilfracombe.
Yeah, we're almost there, so if we follow this road, we're gonna get to the, I don't know, to the city centre.
Yeah. It was in Ilfracombe that Sam, Nick and Bella caught up with us.
She'll use this as an opportunity to get nearer you, to then get nearer the chips.
Yeah, there's not many of us.
Yeah, look, she is.
That's pretty sneaky.
No!
Sam had a bike with her, so after putting the front wheel back on, and after a quick test ride, the three of us hit the road together along the coast.
See you later.
Are you enjoying?
My brakes are still working.
That's good.
Go, I'm going.
We're so slow.
You're just going to level off and it just keeps going.
After a couple of hours of sweaty climbing, we finished the day at a campsite in a place called Damage Barton. You did really well at those hills.
It was funny when I got here.
I did not look like I was doing a good job.
I was watching your tracker turn up, and like, so you got to, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll be here any minute. And I put my phone away, and then I was like, oh, where are they? Okay, no, he's moved,
Just slowly walking up the hills. Are you looking forward to doing it again tomorrow?
Yeah.
Do a longer day.
This is lovely going down.
Add it to the... Very good. This was the first campsite we'd been to on tour, and Ashilla and I were keen to have a shower. Unfortunately, because of COVID restrictions, all the showers were closed. But that wasn't going to stop us trying to at least get somewhat clean. Yeah, fair enough. Go. Where's the door?
Can people see?
This is like an all-purpose soap, so you can wash your face, you can wash your body, you can wash your clothes with it. So we're going to do all three, I guess. You clean?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm clean. Just about as clean as you can be from a sink.
Keeping us warm on these cold English summer nights.
Oh, lovely.
Very good.
You feeling okay?
A little bit tender from yesterday. Not done as much cycling as you.
Morning.
Considering that this is England, we'd been so lucky with the weather this trip, and this morning was no different. As we pushed on, it became clear that today, as the road winded just metres away from the sea, we'd be enjoying some killer coastal views.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
In Willicombe, we all stopped off at the Shepherd's Hut Cafe to grab some breakfast.
All your videos feature me getting excited about food and then stuffing my face.
I can only show what's happening. Yes, please. Thank you very much. How was that?
Lovely. I'm a pig and it was lovely.
Got a bit of toast.
The road out of Willicombe wasn't quite as enjoyable as the one in.
You're alive! How was that?
That's pretty brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks very doable now, doesn't it? Compared to... Yeah.
Monstrosity of a route. Right,
Yeah.
let's go.
In other hills.
Come on.
Hello. Yeah, you doing good?
Good. Oh, you don't want to get that close to the sweaty face. It was alright actually, it's just quite kind of ongoing, but not quite as steep. It was okay. Survived.
We were now entering what would be one of the flattest sections of the entire trip. The 15 miles following the Tarka Trail along the River Tour. As beautiful as it was riding along the undulating coastline, it was nice to get some respite from the climbs and blast along this old disused railway. I've always loved cycling converted railway lines. Not only is the riding often a breeze, but it's fun to imagine what it would have been like travelling inside the old steam trains that used to frequent these routes.
There we are, lights up. Very good.
It was in Instow that we came across Ray and Joyce, locals that had recently retrofitted a battery and motor onto their own tandem.
You do have to pedal a bit.
You still got to pedal.
You get
And how long will that battery last you? Will it do you the day?
50, 60 mile.
It's not bad.
Yeah. We've got two, we've got single tandems, single bikes.
Yeah.
But this one you can have a yap to each other.
It's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Just got to make sure the one on the back ain't cheating.
Nice to see you. Enjoy your holiday.
Have a great day. Cheers.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye. Sadly, Sam and Nick would be leaving us soon, as they needed to begin their drive home. The plan was to part ways in Bideford, but before we could roll over the river and into town, we had one last obstacle to overcome. Stairs. The natural enemy of the 70-kilogram touring tandem. Step.
Oh,
It's alright.
easy does it.
Slowly.
Easy.
I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
Sleep well tonight, yeah.
What's hurting the most?
Nothing's really hurting.
Yet.
I think it's just because I didn't sleep very much last night. I think I'm just tired now.
Yeah.
And it's been quite hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to see
I'll
you.
make sure we meet.
Yeah, also for me.
I hope it goes as smoothly as this week. Good to see you, mate.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
We are alone again, my dear. With the sun starting to set, Aishola and I had one thing on our minds. Find somewhere quiet to pitch our tent.
Oh, looks like a perfect match.
By this point, we'd pretty much got the process of setting up camp down. We'd both help pitch the tent, and then while I was preparing dinner, 2 pot noodles, broccoli and an onion. Aishola would break out the sleeping bags and lay everything out. It's maybe not the best security measure in the world, but I've just kind of looped one of the pegs and sort of part of the tent sort of through the front wheel. So it's something. But, you know, who's seriously coming out here to nick a tandem? No opportunists are really going to even know we're here. We'd been on the road for 4 days now, and it was great that we'd started settling into our new touring routine. The next day began with an interesting roadside find. About 4 miles on the main road today. It's not the most pleasant, but it's kind of necessary. Anyway, we'll leave it soon. But on the way up this big climb, Aishola just spotted what she think was a passport by the side of the road, so it was a bit tattered. So when we were climbing, I didn't really want to stop because it was a bit unsafe. But I'm going to wander back now and try and find this thing and see if it is indeed a passport, and if it is, then we'll try and do something with it. Anyway, let's have a look. Yeah, we were both kind of focused on climbing, so we decided not to stop, but she says that she saw it around here. It's his, isn't it? It's like the outside of a passport. The other side. Gosh. Potentially a bit sinister, isn't it? You got the outside jacket and then the inside kind of ripped off. I'll walk it back up to Aishola and we can have a proper look at it together. Let's go this way. Yeah, you were right. So I thought at first it was just the outside and then I found the inside bit. I haven't looked at it yet.
So this one is United Kingdom.
There was no personal information anywhere inside the passport. The info page was ripped clean out, and there weren't any stamps in the back.
Okay. What happened?
We're going to take the passport. We'll take it to Bude police station, which is about 10-15 miles away. We'll just drop it into there, even though there's no ID or anything in it. I feel like it's the right thing to do, isn't it? It's stashed just here. The weird things you find by the side of the road, eh?
Yeah.
Or spotted. Alright, it's about 5 miles to Bude now, and it's pretty much all downhill, which is great. We just passed what's called the GCHQ, which seems to be some kind of military camp with a sort of intelligence satellites kind of parked on the hill. From the small amount of research that I did, it seems to be used for kind of intercepting and potentially interfering communications. Communications between whom? I don't know. But a bunch of satellites doing something secretive. Okay, let's go. Oh, it's going to be bumpy. We arrived in Bude with one thing on our minds: find the police station and drop off the passport. Apparently this place hasn't been operating since the 1st November 2014. I thought it might be a COVID thing, but it's not, is it? We're doing non-emergency. I'll put it off first. Gosh, it's been a while, hasn't it? Hello, I'm calling from the Bude police station, and it seems like it's closed, but they had a phone outside. I just found I was out cycling and I found a passport. But there's some inside pages ripped out, but I just thought I'd just drop it down at the police station, but it seems like no one's here. The chap on the other end of the phone basically just said, look for a postbox and leave it in that. Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, just bang it in there. Hopefully this isn't connected to anything too sinister, but if it is, and this passport is brought in as key evidence in some crime investigation, it's good to know that it's covered from top to bottom with our sweaty fingerprints. Alright, see your passport. We were now around 150 miles and a quarter of the way into our journey, and so far it had been very enjoyable. The little passport find was a weird one, but it's these kind of side missions that I've always loved about cycle touring. You never totally know what you're going to see, where you're going to end up, or what you're going to find. In this case, quite literally. We left Bude refueled after eating at a local riverside cafe, and we felt optimistic about the road ahead. In front of us was over 200 miles of wiggly Cornish coastline, and we couldn't wait to see what Cornwall had to offer.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching the tandem series. Hope you're really enjoying them. It's been really challenging going on the Cornish hills, and if you're planning a trip, I would definitely recommend you to go on a southwest coast path.
So you want to recommend people pain and suffering on the 40% hills, 30% hills, whatever we were facing. As always, thank you everyone who's supporting on Patreon, especially those of you who are supporting on the 3rd tier, whose names I'm going to read right now. Alistair Duran, Almas Kennis, Brad Allen Armstrong, Damon Walker, Elijah Legender, Gaia Denavaya, Gary Hull, Joseph and Rebecca Chivers, Mark Paris, Neil Brooks, Philip Merritt, Stephen Jones, Warren Snyder and Wolfie. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time somewhere in Cornwall, I think.
Bye.
Bye-bye.